Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Today we're gonna go ahead and get our rear seats back in the truck as I promised. I'm gonna go ahead and go through the process of how to install Chevy Avalanche rear seats. Now, keep in mind that these seats are not really meant for a truck. I've been told time and time again that they do not fit, they won't work. They do fit, they will work, but unfortunately you're not going to have the middle seat. Enable for you to get the middle seat, you would have to take the middle seat belt out of the inside of the center of the seat, and it's kind of a pain in the butt because you have to take the whole entire seat cover off and all that whole process. You could do it. It's not worth it for me. I don't ever run that many people in my truck. That's why I went with the captain seats, because I never ran a third person in the front seat. I never run a third person in the back seat. So that being said, we're gonna go ahead and do a step-by-step because you do have to change some things for the seats because the seat belt clicks do not work with our seat belts that are on the pillar. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys pay attention to that. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the end of this video so you see, the full process of how to do it. It's very simple. Don't worry about it. It's really simple. All right, so we're gonna start with the passenger side rear. And the first thing you need to do is you need to take this off, which that is simply just a 13 millimeter here. You'll take this 13 millimeter off, this bolt right here, and this just comes off real simple. You take the one from your old seats, these seats right here, old cloth seats. You take this old one, you put it on that one, and then it allows to click your pillar seatbelt in just fine. Now, if you use the seats and the seat belts from the Avalanche, it's actually not going to work. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the seat belt or why it doesn't click into the receiver of the Avalanches, because obviously these don't come, you don't pull these out of the Avalanche. I probably could have pulled this out of the Avalanche, just the seat belt itself, and put it into my truck, but it's a lot easier. It's pretty easy to just take this out and put your old one back in. So now that you got your seat back in, you're gonna go ahead and put your nuts on just like this. These are 18 millimeters. You're gonna put the first 3 on. You're not gonna put this back one on just yet because the seat belt needs to attach down here underneath that nut. But again, these are 18 millimeters. You're gonna tie these 3 down and you're gonna put the other side in. All right, again, so here is your seat belt from the middle that needs to go down, and this has to go into that back bolt here, and that's why you can't put that other bolt, because this one utilizes that same exact back bolt. Now this is where I'm gonna try and figure out if I can maybe in the future figure out how to get this seat belt changed out. Like I said, you can go back here, you pop this off, and you can get access to the seat belt itself, but you still have to take this whole cover off, and it's a really big pain. But before you install this seat on that side of the truck, you need to take this out of your old one and able to get this seat belt out. Now, I did look into taking this off and able to take this one off and maybe just replace this, but it is riveted in, so I'm not going to mess with it. I could maybe in the future drill it out and take a bolt and just bolt it through with some washers. It is a possibility. It's not impossible to do it. And if I were to do it, I would probably use a really thick grade 8 bolt, something that's not going to break. Actually, something that's probably stronger than just that rivet itself. So I really might think about doing it, because in able to do this, you need to take this whole bracket assembly off. And back here, it's just 2 7 millimeter bolts. You'll take those 2 bolts off of this one of your Avalanche seats, and you'll take them out of your old truck and put them back into place so that this seat belt right here works with that pillar seatbelt that'll be right here, that'll come down and click in. Again, it is a very simple process. Just those 2 bolts. And here is that point I'm talking to you about being able to take that seatbelt out. Like I said, it is sometime smash riveted in there. So it is a possibility to be able to drill that out and put a nice grade 8 bolt through there, and just make sure you keep that space for that spring. And I really might do that in the future. I'll make sure I keep you guys updated on that, if I do that or not. I'll definitely do a how-to video on it, because quite honestly, these Avalanche seats were a heck of a lot easier to find than any 2500 seats possible. The 1500 seats will not work in our truck, so keep that in mind. Because of the way the back seat is, it just does not work. But the Avalanche seats work perfectly, besides you lose your center seat. And I really think it's a decent option to be able to put maybe a grade 8 bolt through there and keep your seatbelt and get that back to working how you want it to work. But again, you have to keep the old seatbelts from the Avalanche and swap just that one out, just that center one. and it'll work just fine. So I'm gonna go ahead, put that seat in right now, and then we're gonna show you exactly how the bolts go, how those seat belts work in with these seats. All right, so I got the seats in now. Definitely kind of a pain. I would 100% get somebody to help you with it. Now again, you got bolts over here, 1, 2, 3, and then you've got your back one back here. And then this one, this rear seat belt has to go on like that. These two seat belts right here have to go on before you put that nut on. Stay tuned for a second here. I'm gonna show you exactly what this one is doing and what we gotta do with this. But again, it's really simple. 4 bolts, 4 nuts, I mean, just like the other side. Nothing special at all. So here's that seat belt like I talked about, and it's simply going to go in that back bolt over here, just like that. I don't know if you can see it. Go ahead, put your last 18mm on. You're going to want a swivel socket for this, because as you see here, you kind of got to get it in there really good. It is seriously just that simple, you guys. It really is. The only thing you deal with is this middle seat belt will not work, unfortunately. But I really do think I'm going to try and through bolt that one. Like I said, I'll keep you guys posted on that if I do it or not. Should be a simple process, but I will show it for you guys. Now you just got to get this bolt on all the way through, which again, it's a real simple process. Everything lines up exactly how it should. You've got this bolt. You've got these little 13mm down here. You got to get these back on. This just keeps it all together. You know, it keeps this 2 sides connected, those 2 seats to this seat. It's very simple. These are 13mm. This is another 18mm. Now you're going to go ahead and come back to this side, and then you got these bolts here, these 2 right here. You got to get these through and put in right there, and that'll be your final bolts that you have to put in. Now these are also 13mm, just for your guys' information. Very simple process, like I said, very simple process. So there it is, all said and done. This is my complete leather seat process conversion from cloth. I'm very happy about it. It came out of a 2003 Chevy Avalanche. The center console did, the front seats did, lumbar, powered seats, both sides. The only thing that doesn't work is this. The vents don't work and this doesn't work, but to be honest with you, I don't know anybody who uses this anyways. Also, the vents aren't that big of a deal for me, because the vents that were down here still work and still push air to the back. And for me, quite honestly, as long as they're getting air conditioning in the back, I just really don't care. Backseat people will be comfortable as is. I'm very happy with the whole process. Very simple process, so keep that in mind. I'm 100% happy with the Nissan Titan rear window. If you have not, make sure you go ahead and check out the previous videos that I did on that. I did that three-step process on the Nissan Titan rear window, and it does operate perfectly, no leaks at all. The seats I'm very happy with. All around, I am just beyond happy with absolutely everything that this last month has prescribed. Make sure you guys stay tuned for Wednesday's video. We're finally going to be doing that. Hold on, too much sun. Way too much sun. We're finally going to be doing the review on my Bilstein 5100 steering stabilizer. I've had a lot of people ask me about it. I'm pretty happy with it. I'm going to talk about a few things on it, some topics that people have brought up to me. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Make sure you guys stay tuned for the future, because I do have a lot of things planned. Make sure you go ahead and hit that like button if you have not already, and hit that subscribe button if you're already subscribed. Hit that bell button so you get those notifications. Thank you guys for all the support. I can't believe it. It's been tremendous. We're pushing 500. Like I said previously, if we hit that 500 subscriber mark, I am going to do another giveaway for you guys. I've done giveaways on my Instagram, so make sure you guys follow me on Instagram. But my channel giveaways typically tend to be a little bit bigger than my Instagram giveaways. So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. I'm very excited. I'm excited to where this year's taking me, where next year is going to be taking me. Have yourselves a great night. We'll see you guys on Wednesday, and have a good one.